Kaito Voyager KA500 is an excellent mix of versatility and value. It is a NOAA-certified weather radio and can pick up a variety of signals and carries an acceptable price tag. One downside to the Kaito KA500 is that it uses an analog interface. Digital interface would have made this radio a very well-rounded product, yet the analog interface has its uses and is intuitive. Kaito handles the digital touch with the next higher model, the Kaito Voyager KA500. Apart from conventional emergency radio features, this model also includes an alarm clock and digital display. The temperature and humidity display is a pretty nice touch, though they're missing in KA500. However, the KA600 comes at a steeper price when compared to the KA500. Voyager KA500 handles its analog interface elegantly. Half the radio's face is dedicated to the speaker, while the remaining area shows some knobs and a prominent frequency display selector. The first knob opens selection for one of the 7 NOAA channels. Next comes the band selector. The radio works with FM, AM, SW1, SW2, and NOAA weather bands. Finally, there's the power selector, which includes the option to keep the radio on the weather alert setting. Kaito's KA500 weather alert works on PEAS, Public Emergency Alert System. It's a useful and adequate system, though I feel SAME, Specific Area Message Encoding, is a better choice for emergency radios. On the right side of the radio is the frequency tuning dial, volume control knob, and an LED flashlight. Though tiny, the flashlight is strong. The use of a lead chip instead of lamps shines quite literally in this case. While we're on the topic, all lights on the radio are functionally decent. The reading light has 5 LEDs that provide sufficient ambient light. A dimmer would have made these better, but the current function is acceptable too. Then there's the red SOS beacon that blinks when activated. It should be sufficient to catch someone's attention, example, rescuers, should you find yourself in a fix. The SOS beacon and the reading light are located on the top of the radio. The left side holds the hand crank to get the dynamo rolling. At first glance, the crank and its attachment look flimsy, as if it would break once you start cranking this emergency radio. Thankfully, it's working and connections are all solid. Cranking 2 to 3 minutes charges the battery enough to last for 10 to 15 minutes. Speaking of the battery, the radio features a rechargeable 600 mAh NIM battery. It's adequate to run the radio and even charge your devices like a mobile phone, though as you may have noticed, the battery capacity is low. As such, the phone charging is very limited. You can probably nudge the battery indicator up by 1 or 2% when the phone battery is low. For an emergency, the charging should be enough to give you a minute or so of talk time. Kaito Voyager's KA500's versatility is partly due to the way this radio draws power. It's conventionally a 4-way power radio, which means it can draw power from 4 different sources. However, it uses some modifications which increase the options to keep the radio powered. These are hand crank, solar power, AA batteries, 3, 5-volt AC-DC input with power adapter, and 5-volt USB input, example from a power bank. It's also possible to use a replacement NIM battery. The well-secured battery compartment includes room for the rechargeable battery and the AA batteries. Right beside it is a protective rubber flap that covers many connectivity and charging options. These include a headphone jack, micro USB jack, AC power adapter jack, and a USB jack. A tiny on-off switch controls power to the USB jack for easier handling. Though tiny, the on-off switch is notable and important. You shouldn't charge a device like a mobile phone while the radio is charging. Overall, Kaito Voyager KA500 is a decently built emergency radio with a good range of features and versatile functions. To sum up what we like is the good value for money, the multiple power and charging options, the telescoping antenna for better signal reception, and it's easy to use. On the downside, the package doesn't include an AC power adapter. It works in analog mode only, and though it claims SW reception, it needs a separate antenna. Our rating for functionality is an 8 out of 10. Reliability, 9 out of 10. Value for money, 9 out of 10. Battery, 8 out of 10, for an overall rating of 9 out of 10. So what do you think? Is this the best emergency radio for you? Or do you think another radio is better? Check another video where we reviewed the top 5 emergency radios to see if any of these is a better option for you. Tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Have an awesome day.